Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing a game series this time instead of a single game in the series. Which series, may you ask? Well, Touhou. Well, I'm not really going to review each game because all the games are almost all the same for each one. I mean, I've played several of them. The only difference between them is the fact that they just change the bullet patterns and that's it. They use the same engine, they have the same glitches, they have the same problems and everything. So, let's start this review off, shall we? Now, if you're unaware, Touhou is a bullet hell shmup. Basically, it's like Untitled or every other bullet hell shmup ever made, except with none of the things that make them fun to play. For example, gameplay that doesn't suck balls. Most of the games are exactly the same anyway, so I'm just going to review the series in general. Sure, there's some that are different. There's the Point series, which are like sometimes fighting games made by other people. And then, of course, you've got the PC 98 games, which nobody gives a shit about because nobody outside of Japan owns one anymore, so who the hell cares? The games are all made by a single drunk guy named Zun, which might explain part of the shit which is wrong with these games. The first problem with the games is the graphics. The assets are reused through every single Touhou, and not only is the art poorly drawn, but the graphics, sometimes they didn't even do the transparencies right, and the character design. Every single character in Touhou is a little girl. I don't know whether the game creator could only draw little girls, or if he has a fetish for little girls, because those are the only characters you'll ever see in Touhou. In fact, there's only 2 player characters and they're all the same through each one, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Now, I know the game was some indie game developed by one guy, but could he have at least had other people test these games? The games are glitchy, have a ton of bugs. For example, Touhou 10 is notorious for crashing a lot. The games sometimes will just crash for no reason, only because they can crash. I don't get why though. Maybe because they're just poorly programmed and they suck. You also have limited configuration options, and most of the configuration is done through an external utility. I think the author was too lazy to code a configuration utility into the game, and when you change key config, it only gives you a number like 0, 1, 0, 2, you can't map it anywhere you want. So you're just stuck with the default controls either way unless you use a special external utility. And either way, you're still looking at shitty graphics and all the other problems I mentioned earlier. Another thing about this game is the difficulty. To be honest, this game's not even that hard. Just play it a little and then you will be like, OMG, this isn't even that hard at all. I mean, just play like Dudonpa and then you'll realize how easy this game is. Like, you know, Dudonpa Daioju, that game is like 20 times harder than this game. No, 9,000 times harder than this game. And when there is, quote, difficulty, it's fake difficulty, as in, OMG, boom, let's just spam a bunch of bullets extremely fast so you won't even know what you're doing because apparently the game was poorly designed. Like I said, this game was designed by a drunk guy, and when you're drunk, you don't always make games that are that good. Now, as for the times when it is hard, here's the thing. It would have been more enjoyable had the game not been boring. These bullets, they don't even feel like fun dodging them. I mean, play Dudonpa for example. You'll notice how much more fun the bullet patterns in that game seem because they're more than just shoot bullets down, shoot bullets down, shoot bullets down. Another thing horribly broken is the continue system. Apparently whoever designed the game thought it was a good idea to not let you continue right from where you died. However, you can leave a personal message to the developers. I mean, yeah, it starts you with the whole stage, and not even with all the lives and shit. What the hell did the developers think? Oh, is this gonna be hard? If anything, this is gonna encourage people just to start all over again and shit. I mean, it's not fun at all. Imagine if they did this in the arcade. I mean, every other shmup ever made lets you do this, so why can't this game let you continue right where you die? It's stupid. and not fun at all. And then you've got the overrated soundtrack. The soundtrack's not even that great. I mean, it's not very memorable, it's not that good, it's just okay-ish. And then you've got people making remixes of it over and over again. Here's the thing, why don't you guys remix a better game and not just this? I mean, better games deserve more remixes than this garbage. All in all, the Touhou series is not that great. It's mostly just hype. I mean, there are so many more games that are just so much better than this. You might as well just buy better games and not just this garbage, because after all, this garbage is just not fun at all. I mean, while the graphics aren't that great, and neither is the music, the game fails at the most important quality, being fun, which this game simply cannot do, because it's not fun. If you want a good bullet hell shmup, either buy a bunch of good ones for the 360 or PS2, or if you're one of those PC elitists who only plays Touhou because it's PC exclusive, just get MAME, and then MAME like, oh, there's way too many good shmups. You've got too many cave ones, you've got Touhou, you've got Psycho, you've got so many more companies making better games than this. Why don't you play the good games and not just play the garbage like this? That's just run-of-the-mill. The only thing about Touhou that sets it apart from other shmups is the fanbase, who is like, oh my god, Touhou's the best game ever, it's incredibly hard, you can't beat it. Here's the thing, most of the people who've played it, or heard about it, haven't even tried playing it. Seriously, it's not that hard. Dudonpa Daioju is like 20 million times harder. In fact, that game was so hard, only 5 people in the world could beat it. It's not even that hard either, and the graphics for this game, they're just not what sets it apart. I mean, the character design, no, it's just a bunch of little girls. This game is just, it's not that great. Seriously, why do people think that this game is so great when it's just another run-of-the-mill shmup? It's not that good, and I don't think it should be deserving all the attention it gets. I mean, think about it. If a game isn't that great, then why is it so overhyped? I mean, I don't see anything cool about Touhou. I mean, it doesn't really have that good of gameplay mechanics either to make it worth playing for scores and stuff. It's just not that fun. And it's just, quite frankly, overrated. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this game, which is terrible. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.